Called you know that, right? And asked you about this.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
I don't.
Because you my brother.
I know. And
I know you knew
I gave you my honest opinion.
Yeah, it was good.
And but I wanted you to share your joy.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy for you. I was happy for you. I said, brother, I'm so happy for you. But I wanted you, and it's like, like, duh, yeah, I knew. That's not my place. That's not my place to steal his thunder. The man is going to be a head coach at a Power 5 from an HBCU. That's never happened.
Never.
He's got to share that moment, not me. He.
You know what? I know you like a book, and you know how much I love you, and I know how you feel about me.
Yeah.
You was mad, wasn't you, at the folks?
I was. Because they only see what you didn't do, and they don't give you credit for what you did do. Right. And I was very disappointed in that.
I saw you. But one thing about it, one thing I know for sure, you gonna have me back. But you're a straight shooter.
Everybody knows that ain't no punches.
If I'm wrong, you gonna tell me. First of all, you gonna call me.
I will call you first. I ain't gonna say it publicly. I will call you.
You'll call me first. Let me know. Okay, I'm getting ready to say that.
Yes.
So that's what I love about you.
That's the respect that we have for one another. And when I'm wrong, if I say something on there, he's like, bro, I don't agree with you on that. And I'm like, okay. So how should?
Wrong is your opinion.
Right.
Your opinion. How can you be wrong with your opinion?
The one thing that you did tell me, and I've tried to do, he's like, you have to understand how credentialed you are. Do you understand who you are?
Hey.
Your word carries weight. You're not just some pundit on TV.
Right.
You're a 3-time Super Bowl gold jacket wearing.
And you a real one.
Yes. So you have to. So they're gonna take what you say to heart a lot more because they know you know what you're talking about.
And they're fans of yours.
Yes.
So it's like, man, I looked up to you and you offended me.
Right.
Like, how can you shoot at me and I looked up to you, man? Like, every word I
And then sometimes I say, y'all offended me with that play. Come on, let's go.
I do understand the people, but what I don't understand is do something about it. Won't you give a little more?
Right.
Won't you spend a little more time?
Right.
Won't you really try to bring solvency instead of sitting back throwing sticks and stones?
Right.
And it seems like all the people that are screaming and yelling and bickering and murmuring, check their giving. What have they given? When I was at Jackson, I told Ashley, unless they substantial givers, I ain't got time to be meeting with them. Meet about what? About what? I have a vision for this school. I have a vision for this department. Why am I meeting with you to talk about what I should be doing and you ain't doing that?
Right.
And to talk about all in, both of my sons is on the team.
Right.
My daughter was playing basketball.
Correct.
And my son doing social media.
Right.
So who's all in? My mama there, my sister there, nieces there, nephew there. So who's all in?
Right.
My dog even now.
So there,
who's all in?
All the Sanders.
Who is all in? Are you all in?
Right.
Because I'm all in.
But you said something very interesting, what you just said. You said, yeah, you offer all these critiques, but you ain't offering no check.
It ain't even just a check.
But that's what you need to be able to compete. That's what you need. You need resources. Without resources,
okay.
Look,
forget the football part.
Okay.
Let's talk about the overall funding of school.
Okay.
And
we're talking about HBCU.
Period. I wanted to bring solvency to how are we broke? How are we always asking?
Right.
Why are we always in the deficit?
Right.
Everybody? You mean everybody? That's a problem for me. So let's investigate that. Not saying that anybody is stealing or doing anything unfair. Let's investigate it. So let's find the fault. So if it's the state, if it's the government, where is this coming? This lack thereof. Let's find it. Mm-hmm. I was willing to hire a team to audit and find this because it's impossible for all of us to be in the same situation.
Right.
Unless it is true that only 7% of graduates are giving back to their alma maters. And when they give, it's not substantial.
Right.
So I believe that's a problem.
That's the issue. But you said something, you had an issue. Says, look, I don't mind playing all these bowls. I don't mind doing all this. But where's the money going? Is any money going back to the institution? To the football team, you had a problem with going to play these bowl games, playing
classics.
classics,
Yes.
and saying the money goes to the general scholarship fund. It goes to the school instead of the football.
Who's playing the game? Who's at risk?
Right.
We are. So why should that not be in its totality ours?
Right.
Because we want enough to get us there.
Right.
And that's my problem. And then when it comes to the classics, I just had a problem with that. It's another home game.
Right. That we lost.
We played in Miami last year, which was a classic, wonderful classic at that. We played in Memphis, which is a classic, wonderful classic, and we played in Alabama. That could have been 3 home games. And if we do our mathematics correctly and handle our business, that's at least $1.5 million a game. At least. We ain't see that. That would have been great, not for only the football department, but it would have helped the other departments as well. So that's just the way I think. My thinking is maybe because where we've been in life. It's way down the street.
Right.
It's not there. It's way down the street.
Did you hate going to like these meetings and boosters that it felt like you were
I
begging?
wasn't going to no boosters meeting. I wasn't doing that. For what? $5 grand? I'm not doing that. I can go
every little bit help.
No. My time, no. No, that's an insult. My time is much more valuable than that. I'd rather be doing something with my kids, not my personal kids, my kids
Right.
of the football team at JSU. I'm not doing that. And that's oftentimes what it is. I'm not doing that.
One of the comments, why couldn't he stay at Jackson State? Build Jackson State into a Power 5. Why can't an HBCU be the prize?
Okay, tell me how you build that into a Power 5, because if you go into the Power 5 conference, all the other schools, sorry, let me re-enter that. If you go into a Power 5 conference, just say the SEC, you know all the other sports have to go too.
Right.
So you're not just talking about
Put the football team.
You're
You're not
about
Notre Dame. Notre Dame is independent. He can go. The football team might play
You're
here.
not-
The basketball team might play there. But you're not Notre Dame.
Right. And also, it's criteria that the school has to pass to be in those conferences.
Right.
And I don't know if that was going to be applicable to what we're trying to accomplish.
You also spoke out against HBCUs playing the University of Georgia or playing these Power 5 teams when you know you got no chance of winning. And then
It's a check.
they give you 500, they give you 600,000. And so by the
Oftentimes, they don't give you that.
What?
Oftentimes, I did a study and I showed it. We even tweeted it out and put it out there, Shannon. I mean, and I'm not picking on y'all. I don't want you to pick on y'all because of the incident with the coach. But I was really just shedding light. You had Alabama State go and play, do the numbers. They went to play UCLA.
Correct.
And UCLA requested the ban.
Ban.
Okay? That's 2 chartered flights.
Yes.
Let's just do a modest number of 300,000.
Correct.
That's $600,000.
Correct.
Okay, now you got to stay there for a couple of days.
Right.
Because you're not flying all the way over there for a day and come right back. You got to stay there. So let's just do hotel accommodations as well as food. So you really at $1 million at least.
At the bare minimum.
At the bare minimum. I think the purse was like $650.
So you in a hold on, you in a deficit to go get beat by 50?
That's what it is, and that's not fair.
No. Now, if
Because
you
now
want to
the
give me,
kid, you can't look at that as it's a prize. We're going to play against you. You can't look at it like that. You
Right.
got to look at it sooner or later. You got to put your business hat on and say, we got to do business.
right, yes.
But it ain't no but in that one. It ain't no but in that one. And I hate to choose that, but I'm not choosing that on the basis of what the coach said. Your buddy, matter of fact.
Eddie Robb, I played against
Yeah,
Eddie.
yeah.
He was at Jacksonville
Yeah.
and Tennessee.
I
played
think
against-
he's a good guy too, by the way. I think he just got caught up in the moment.
Because also what I hear is that everybody can't be Deion. They can't build on what he started. He was Deion Sanders. How can they build on what you started, what you created?
You could take somewhat of the blueprint
Right.
and understand. Let me just give you something simplistic. We won, okay? We didn't win the championships. You all know last 2 years we didn't win that, but we had outstanding records.
Yeah, you in the swag.
Okay. We had a quarterback that can throw.
Yes.
Okay. The next best team in the SWAC is FAMU.
Right.
Up under Willie Simmons. Great offensive mind. They have a quarterback that can spin it. Go get you a quarterback that can throw.
Okay.
Because when we get you down by 14, it's a wrap.
Right.
So at least go do that. I'm gonna give you that blueprint. That one's easy.
Right.
Go do that.
Right.
Because it's running the ball, running the ball, running the ball. Sooner or later, in some game, you're gonna find yourself down and you gotta spin it.
Right.
Okay. So that's just something simple.
Okay.
Okay. There's so many other things.
Talk about this. You went through a lot. You went through the water crisis.
True.
And how difficult was it on your team? How difficult was it on you to I got to win games, and people don't want to hear excuses. I've known you long enough to know you've never made excuses.
Right.
So and when I talk to you, we're not using that as an excuse.
We got time
so
for
we're
that.
gonna practice.
Yeah.
And we're gonna find a way. We're gonna make it work out. But we got
did.
games to win.
And we did. And thank God that we had an AD that made it. And he was so helpful into what we did and what we accomplished, because we were on the same page through it all. We was on the same page. And we didn't have time for that. I mean, it was an ice storm there our first year. We were taking baths in the darn hotel pool, man. You know, the coaches and I.
Right.
That's how bad it was. But that's not something that the city of Jackson can control. Like, the water stuff is crazy. That's been going on for years. They need to just make up, be friends, and get that fixed. And that's, I think, billions of dollars to handle that. But we don't trip, man. You know, it's so many things. It's not just Jackson that's dealing with adolescence and ignorance. It's multiple cities, but we don't make an excuse for it. We just keep on pressing and go make it happen, and that's what we did.
How did you convince your kids to not let the circumstance control the outcome?
We keep the main thing the main thing. Every day I stood up in front of those kids, I gave them some type of message, whatever God placed in my spirit, and we prayed. That's how we start the day. And whatever was in my spirit, I gave it to them, and they ran with it. And they were very focused and committed, 100%. And I'm proud of them for that.